Oluchi got pregnant 5 months after her husband's death. Then her mother-in-law tied the pregnancy in her womb for 3 years.
Confess! Tell us who the father is and the baby will come out. Keep lying and you carry that curse forever.
In the village of Untold, everyone knew Oluchi and Ikenna as the couple who loved each other desperately but couldn't have children. 7 years, 7 long painful years of marriage without a single pregnancy. They had tried everything. They visited herbalists who gave them bitter potions to drink. They went to prayer houses where prophets laid hands on Oluchi's belly. They made sacrifices at the river shrine. They fasted, they prayed. They cried together in the dark. Nothing worked. Oluchi's womb remained empty, like a house with no furniture, echoing with silence. The worst part wasn't the emptiness itself. It was Ikenna's mother. That woman made Oluchi's life a living hell.
7 years! 7 years and my son's seed has produced nothing. What kind of woman are you? Are you even a woman at all?
Mama Ikenna would shout, her voice carrying across the compound so all the neighbors could hear. Oluchi would bow her head and endure the insult, tears streaming silently down her face.
Mama, please give us time. God will answer our prayers.
Time! You've given us 7 wasted years. My son, you need to marry a second wife. A woman who can actually give you children. A real woman.
I don't want another wife. I married Oluchi. I love Oluchi. She's the only wife I need.
Love? Love doesn't give me grandchildren. If you die without children, your name ends. Is that what you want?
These arguments happened almost every week, sometimes every day. Mama Ikenna would bring young women to the house, daughters of her friends, pretty girls from neighboring villages, and parade them in front of Ikenna.
Look at this one. Strong hips, good for childbearing. Her mother had 10 children. This one comes from a fertile family. All her sisters have multiple children.
Thank you, Mama, but I don't need another wife. Oluchi and I will have children when God is ready.
After the women left, Mama Ikenna would turn her rage on Oluchi.
You've bewitched my son. That's why he won't take another wife. You've put juju on him to make him blind to your uselessness.
The words cut deeper than any knife. At night, Oluchi would cry in Ikenna's arms.
Maybe your mother is right. Maybe you should marry another wife. I can't give you children. I'm failing you as a wife.
Don't say that. We're in this together. If God gives us children, wonderful. If not, I still have you, and that's enough for me.
But your mother...
My mother will accept it eventually. And if she doesn't, that's her problem, not ours. She doesn't even know if I'm the one with fertility issues. I chose you, Oluchi. I will always choose you.
Those words were Oluchi's anchor in the storm of Mama Ikenna's cruelty. But the pressure never stopped. It grew worse each year. Mama Ikenna would accidentally break Oluchi's cooking pots. She would tell neighbors that Oluchi was cursed. She would sigh loudly whenever Oluchi walked by, making sure everyone heard her disappointment. The whole village knew about her situation. Children would point at Oluchi in the market and whisper, "That's the barren woman." Men would advise Ikenna to divorce her or take a second wife. But through it all, Ikenna stood by Oluchi. His love never wavered, never dimmed, never faltered. Then, on a bright Tuesday morning, everything ended. Ikenna was riding his motorcycle to the city to buy fabric for Oluchi. She had mentioned wanting a new wrapper and he wanted to surprise her. A truck driver, drunk and reckless, swerved into his lane. The crash was instant, brutal, final. By the time people rushed Ikenna to the hospital, he was already gone. When they brought the news to Oluchi, she collapsed like a building with no foundation.
No.
At the funeral, Oluchi didn't cry. She couldn't. The pain was too big for tears. She just sat there, staring at the coffin, her mind refusing to accept that Ikenna, her love, her defender, was inside that wooden box. They buried him under the big mango tree in the village cemetery, according to tradition. As they lowered the coffin into the ground, Mama Ikenna's voice cut through the mourning songs.
This is your fault. You killed my son. Your barrenness cursed him. He died because of you.
Oluchi didn't respond. She just stared at the grave, feeling like she was being buried alive alongside Ikenna. After Ikenna's death, Oluchi became a ghost in her own life. She moved through the days without seeing, spoke without hearing, existed without living. She would cook Ikena's favorite meals and set his plates at the table, forgetting he was gone. She would wake up in the middle of the night, reaching for him in the bed, then remember the emptiness. She would talk to his photograph for hours, telling him about her day, asking him questions, waiting for answers that would never come.
People think I'm going mad. Maybe I am. But how can I live in a world that doesn't have you in it?
Mama Ikena tried to force her to marry Ikena's younger brother, Obina. According to tradition,
It's our custom. When a man dies, his brother takes care of his widow. Obina will marry you. At least then you might finally give this family a child, even if it takes my second son to do what my first son couldn't.
I married Ikena, not his family. I will remain Ikena's wife until I die. I will not marry Obina or any other man.
You ungrateful witch! After all my son did for you, he wasted 7 years on your barren woman. This is how you repay his memory?
I loved your son. I love him still. That's why I can't marry anyone else. He was my only love. He will always be my only love.
Then die alone. Die barren and alone like you deserve.
from that day, Mama Ikena turned the whole family against Oluchi. They stopped visiting her, stopped helping her, treated her like she was already. Then, 3 months after Ikena's death, the dreams began. In the dreams, Ikena would come to her at night, not as a ghost. He looked exactly as he did when he was alive. Solid, warm, real. He would lie beside her in bed, hold her hand, whisper that he missed her. The dreams felt so real that Oluchi would wake up crying, reaching for him in the empty bed. Then the dreams became more vivid. Ikena would talk to her, tell her about the spirit world. Sometimes they would just sit together in comfortable silence the way they used to. Oluchi cherished these dreams. They were the only time she felt truly happy. Few weeks later, Oluchi started feeling sick. Nausea in the mornings, dizziness, extreme tiredness. Her breast felt tender and swollen. Food tasted different. At first, she thought it was malaria or stress. But when her monthly period didn't come, a terrible suspicion crept into her mind. That night, Ikena came to her in the dream again. But this time, Oluchi was ready with questions.
Ikena, am I pregnant?
Yes, my love, you're carrying our child.
But how? You're dead. We haven't been together in 2 years. How is this possible?
I couldn't rest because I died with unfulfilled destiny. I was supposed to have a child to give you the baby we both wanted. But I died before that could happen. So my spirit is trapped between worlds, unable to move forward.
Oh, Ikena.
Oluchi's heart broke all over again.
Now that you are carrying my child, my destiny will be fulfilled. Then I can finally rest in peace.
I still cannot believe this. How can you, a spirit, father a child?
Spirit and flesh can unite, Oluchi. It's rare, but possible. One more thing. The child will be special, half human, half spirit. On her 7th birthday, she gets to choose. She can only stay in the living world until her 7th birthday. On that day, she must choose. Stay with you forever and become fully human? Or come with me to the spirit world and become fully spirit.
What? No, I can't lose her after 7 years. I can't lose you both. Why does it have to be this way?
Because she exists between two worlds, my love. That's the price of a spirit child. Eventually, she must choose one.
Oluchi's tears flowed freely, but she still didn't believe him. And after 3 weeks of denial, when the signs were unmistakable, she finally went to see Mama Ngozi, the village midwife. At first, she felt pure joy, but then reality crashed down on her. How would she explain this to the village? Her husband had been dead for 3 months. No one would believe the truth. Mama Ngozi examined her and confirmed what Oluchi already knew.
You're pregnant. About few weeks along.
I know.
Oluchi, your husband died 3 months ago. Who is responsible for this pregnancy?
Ikena is my husband.
Your dead husband. Oluchi, are you mad?
He visits me in spirit form. This baby is his child. I'm telling you the truth.
Dead men don't make babies. I don't know who you've been sleeping with, but don't insult your husband's memory with these lies about spirits. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Please, you have to believe me.
I believe what makes sense. And what makes sense is that you've been spreading your legs for some man while pretending to mourn your husband. When your belly starts showing, the whole village will know what kind of woman you really are.
She stormed out, and within a day, the whole village knew. The scandal was massive. The faithful widow is pregnant. She's been sleeping with men while wearing black mourning clothes. What a hypocrite. What a disgrace to Ikena's memory. But the worst was Mama Ikena. She came to Oluchi's house with eyes full of hatred and triumph.
Knew it! I knew you were a witch and a whore. My son defended you for 7 barren years, and now, 3 months after his death, You are suddenly pregnant? You've been sleeping with men all along.
Mama, please, the baby is Ikena's.
Shut your lying mouth. My son is dead and buried. Dead men don't make babies. Who is it? Who have you been sleeping with?
No, Mama, I swear on Ikena's grave.
Don't you dare swear on my son's grave with your filthy mouth. You will tell me the name of this baby's father, or I will make your life a living hell.
The father is Ikena.
You're not just a whore, you're insane. But I'll make you tell the truth.
That night, Mama Ikena went to see Dibia Okoro, an evil priest who lived at the edge of the village. He was known for dark magic, for curses that destroyed lives, for spiritual weapons that no one could fight.
My daughter-in-law is pregnant. She claims my dead son is the father, but she's lying. She's been sleeping with someone and won't tell me who. I want you to lock that pregnancy inside her belly until she confesses the truth.
It will cost you.
I don't care about the cost. I want her to suffer until she tells the truth.
Then it's done.
He performed a dark ritual that night, speaking words that made the air itself feel sick, tying invisible chains around Oluchi's womb. The next morning, Oluchi woke up feeling strange. Her belly felt heavy, locked, like something had sealed it from the inside. In her dream that night, Ikena appeared, his face twisted with worry.
My mother has done something terrible. She went to an evil priest. He's locked the pregnancy. The baby won't be born until it's broken.
What? No! How do we break it?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out. In the spirit world, I'm searching for answers. These dark curses are powerful. You need to be strong, my love. Don't give up.
How long will I carry this pregnancy?
Until we find a way to break the curse. I'm sorry, Oluchi. I'm so sorry. This is my fault. I brought this on you.
No, your mother brought this on me. You gave me the gift we always wanted. I'll carry this baby for as long as it takes. I won't give up.
Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, months into a year. Oluchi's belly grew bigger and bigger, but the baby never came out. The village watched in horror and fascination as her pregnancy continued beyond all natural limits. She has been pregnant for 1 year. Now it's 2 years. The baby is cursed. She is carrying her demon. Mama Ikena would visit regularly, standing outside Oluchi's house and shouting,
Confess! Tell us who the father is and the baby will come out. Keep lying and you carry that curse forever.
The physical burden was crushing. Oluchi's belly was now so enormous that she could barely walk. Her back ached constantly. Her legs swelled. She couldn't sleep lying down anymore. She had to prop herself up with pillows just to breathe. But worse than the physical pain was the loneliness. No one would help her. No one would talk to her. She was completely isolated, carrying an impossible pregnancy in a village that hated her. 2 years became 3 years. Oluchi's pregnancy had lasted 3 full years. Her belly was now very huge, so large that she looked like she was carrying 5 babies. Then one night in the 3rd year, Ikena appeared in her dream with different energy, hope.
I found it. I found the way to break the curse.
How?
There's an old woman in this village, Mama Chinenye. She's the oldest person here, 150 years old. She lives alone in a hut at the far end of the village.
What about her?
She's not just old, Oluchi. She's spiritually powerful. She's been blessed by the ancestors. Her prayers can break any curse. Her kindness can unlock any spiritual chain.
What do I need to do?
Go to her house. Offer to help her with her chores for 3 days. Do everything with love and respect, not because you want something from her, but because you genuinely care for an old woman who's been forgotten. After 3 days of pure service, the curse will break on its own.
3 days of service? Ikena, I can barely walk. How can I do chores for someone else?
I know it won't be easy, but this is the only way. Can you do it, my love? For our baby?
Yes, I can do it.
Hey lovelies, it's shout out time. Today I'm sending big love to Akela from Sierra Leone, Kumalo from South Africa, Ivan from Zimbabwe, Wabed from Kenya, Vanessa from Jamaica. I see your support and I truly appreciate you 100%. Want a shout out next time? Drop your nickname and country in the comments. Lots of love always. Mwah. The next morning, Oluchi wrapped a cloth around her massive belly and slowly, painfully made her way across the village to Mama Chineye's hut. People stared as she passed, whispering and pointing at the woman whose belly had been swollen for 3 years. Where is she going? Can she even walk with that thing? Oluchi ignored them all, focusing on putting one foot in front of the other. When she reached Mama Chineye's hut, she found an ancient woman sitting outside. So old, her skin looked like paper, her back bent like a question mark.
Mama, I've come to help you. Help me? Why would you want to help an old forgotten woman like me? Because you're alone? because you've lived a long life and deserve comfort in your old age, because it's the right thing to do. You can barely walk yourself. How will you help me? I'll find a way.
Mama Chineye studied her for a long moment, then nodded slowly. For the next 3 days, Oluchi worked harder than she had ever worked in her life. Despite her massive 3-year pregnant belly, despite the pain shooting through her back and legs, despite the exhaustion that made her want to collapse every moment, she served Mama Chineye. She walked before dawn to fetch water from the stream, a journey that took her an hour each way because she had to stop and rest every few minutes. She cooked meals with trembling hands, her belly pressed against the cooking pot because she couldn't stand far away. She swept the compound on her knees because bending over was impossible. She washed Mama Chineye's clothes in the stream, her belly partially submerged in the water because she couldn't lean over the washing stone. She did everything with love and care, never complaining, never asking for anything in return. Mama Chineye watched her struggle but said nothing, just observed with those ancient all-seeing eyes. On the second night, Oluchi's body was screaming in pain. She could barely move, but she still prepared Mama Chineye's dinner, still made sure the old woman was comfortable before dragging herself to the corner to sleep. On the third day, as Oluchi was fetching the final bucket of water, she collapsed by the stream. She couldn't get up. Her body had reached its limits. She lay there crying, certain she would die there. Then she felt a gentle hand on her shoulder. Mama Chineye stood over her, no longer bent and frail, but standing straight, her eyes clear and bright.
You've passed the test, my daughter. You served me with a pure heart, asking for nothing, expecting nothing. You showed kindness to someone who was forgotten. You honor the elderly with your actions, not just your words. The curse is broken.
Mama Chineye placed both hands on Oluchi's enormous belly.
Go home now. Your time has come.
Oluchi barely made it back to her hut before the contraction started. Wave after wave of pain crashed over her. The baby was finally coming after 3 years of waiting. She screamed for help, but no one came. The villagers heard her cries and ignored them. So Oluchi labored alone, just as she had been alone for 3 years. The pain was unbearable. She screamed until her voice was gone. She pushed until she thought she would die. Hours passed, the sun set, darkness fell, and finally, in the deepest part of the night, the baby came. A girl, small but perfectly formed. Oluchi wept as she held her daughter for the first time. After 7 years of barrenness and 3 years of cursed pregnancy, she finally held the child she and Ikenna had prayed for. The baby was beautiful. She had Ikenna's nose, his mouth, his gentle eyes. Then Oluchi remembered what Ikenna had told her about the mark. With trembling hands, she checked the baby's left shoulder. There it was, a distinctive birthmark in the shape of a crescent moon. The same mark Ikenna had carried on his left shoulder, a family mark passed from father to child.
Oh God, you really are his daughter. You really are Ikenna's child.
She named the baby Chiamaka. The next morning, despite her exhaustion and pain, Oluchi wrapped Chiamaka in clothes and walked to the village square. People stared in shock. Some had assumed she would die in childbirth.
I know none of you believe me. I know you all think I'm a liar, but I'm going to show you the truth. This mark, this is the same mark my husband Ikenna had on his left shoulder. Everyone in his family knows it. It's a family mark. Passed from father to child. This baby is Ikenna's daughter. I've been telling you the truth for 3 years.
Mama Ikenna pushed her way through, her face twisted with anger and denial.
Lies! You probably drew that mark on the baby yourself. Then touch it, wash it, try to wipe it off. It's real.
Mama Ikenna snatched the baby roughly and examined the mark. She rubbed it hard, trying to make it disappear, but it didn't budge. It was clearly a birthmark, identical to the one Ikenna had carried. Mama Ikenna's face went pale. Her hands started shaking.
This is Ikenna's mark, but how is this possible? Because I told you the truth. Ikenna visited me in spirit form. He couldn't rest because he died without fulfilling his destiny, without having a child.
Papa Obinna, the village elder, stepped forward and examined the baby carefully.
This is indeed a spirit child, born from the union of the living and the dead. Such children appear when love is so strong that not even death can break it. This woman has been telling the truth all along. We accused her falsely. We mocked her. We left her to her suffer alone. We should be ashamed.
The crowd fell silent. Mama Ikenna collapsed to her knees, her whole body shaking with sobs.
What have I done? What have I done to you, Oluchi? I called you terrible names. I turned everyone against you. I even went to the evil priest and had your pregnancy tied for 3 years. I made you suffer in ways no woman should suffer. And all along you were telling the truth. You were carrying my son's child, my grandchild. Oh God, what have I done?
She crawled to Oluchi's on her knees, tears and mucus running down her face.
Forgive me, my daughter. Please forgive me. I don't deserve it, but please, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
One by one, the villagers approached with shame in their eyes.
We're sorry, Oluchi. We should have believed you. Forgive us for our cruelty.
Oluchi looked at all of them. The people who had thrown stones at her house, who had spat at her in the streets, who had left her to labor alone. She could have cursed them, could have refused to forgive.
I forgive you all, not because you deserve it, but because I don't want to carry hatred in my heart. I've carried enough weight for 3 years.
The village wept. Mama Ikena wept hardest of all. From that day forward, Mama Ikena became Oluchi's biggest supporter and helper, trying desperately to make up for the 3 years of cruelty. For the next 7 years, Oluchi raised Chiamaka with all the love in her heart. The little girl was special in many ways. She could sometimes see spirits passing by. She would talk about her father as if she knew him personally, describing details about Ikena that no one had told her. When Chiamaka's 7th birthday arrived, Oluchi's heart was heavy with dread. That night, both Oluchi and Chiamaka had the same dream. They stood together in a beautiful place between earth and sky. Ikena was there, looking exactly as he had in life. My beautiful daughter, Ikena said to Chiamaka, today you must choose your destiny. You can stay with your mother and become fully human, or you can come with me to the spirit world. Chiamaka stood silent, a 7-year-old girl carrying an impossible decision. Finally, she spoke. Papa, she said softly, I love you so much, but Mama sacrificed everything for me. When she was pregnant, the whole village turned against her. They called her terrible names. Your own mother cursed her and locked me inside her womb for 3 years. Mama carried me in pain and suffering that no woman should endure. She was alone when I was born. She raised me alone against all the hatred and mockery. She turned to Oluchi. Mama needs me more. Papa is in a beautiful place with ancestors and spirits to keep him company, but Mama is alone in the world. I choose to stay with Mama. Ikena's smile was bittersweet. He knelt and embraced his daughter one last time. You've chosen well, he whispered. I'm so proud of you. He turned to Oluchi. My faithful wife, my only love, you gave me the greatest gifts, a daughter. Now I give her back to you. Live well, love well, and know that I will be waiting for you. When your time comes, I can finally rest now. He kissed Oluchi one last time. Then he faded away like morning mist. Oluchi and Chiamaka woke at the same moment, both crying. I can't remember Papa's face anymore. Oluchi held her daughter close. That's because you are fully human now, my love. The spirit part of you is gone. From that day, Chiamaka grew up as a normal child. Oluchi never remarried. She raised Chiamaka to be strong. When Chiamaka grew up and married, she gave Oluchi 3 grandchildren. Oluchi lived to be an old woman, surrounded by children and grandchildren, respected and loved by the village that had once rejected her. On the night she died peacefully at age 72, the people with her said she smiled just before her last breath. This story teaches us that true love never dies. When you are telling the truth, stand firm no matter how much people doubt you, because truth always reveals itself eventually. We must be careful not to judge or mock what we don't understand, and we should treat others with kindness, especially in their darkest moments, because cruelty always has consequences. Sometimes our breakthrough comes not through fighting, but through humble service to others, especially the forgotten and the elderly. And when we have been wronged, forgiveness sets us free from bitterness and allows us to enjoy our blessings with a peaceful heart. Above all, this story reminds us that patience in suffering leads to breakthrough. The seasons of pain we endure are preparing us for the harvest of joy that's coming. Don't give up, even when the wait seems impossible. Your miracle may be closer than you think. Love deeply, stand in truth, serve humbly, forgive freely, wait patiently, honor the elderly, and trust that loyalty and faithfulness still matter in this world. Thank you for watching. Remain blessed.